Hello and welcome. This is Michelle with PaperStampInk. Thanks for stopping by. Today we are going to do these fun bookmarks, shaker bookmarks. I'm going to show you how to make these for craft fairs or gifts. They're fun. You can design them up however you want, but they come together pretty quickly. So these are just a couple of samples I made. This is one's just Breathe Sentiment. I use some of the Nature's Poem DSP. This one is from the Animal Outing DSP, and of course, you get two sides, so you always have a different look on the back side. And then the one we're going to recreate today is the You Make Me Smile. I just like that sentiment, especially with these alligators here. I think that they kind of make me smile. So let's get started. And the paper we're going to use is a strip of the Animal Outing paper, and it's got the green pattern in the back, but we're going to use this side as our focal side. Then I have a strip of shaded spruce that is 1.5 by 3, and it is scored at 1.5. I went ahead and did that for us so I could get the trimmer and score out of the way. And then I have a strip of Whisper White, or actually Very Vanilla, sorry, that is 2.5 by 1, and then a matting strip of the shaded spruce that is 1.25 by 2 3/4. For our stamp, we're going to use the sentiment from Colorful Seasons. This You Make Me Smile. This is a great stamp set. It has a lot of different images in here for all different seasons, therefore colorful seasons. It's one you can get use of year round. It also has coordinating dies with this as well. And if you've seen some of those with the Adirondack, probably butchering the name of that chair on them. That's one of the dies. There's not coordinating stamp for that in here, but there's one of the dies, and that's a fun one to use, especially for lake images or just sitting out by a campfire in the mountains. And then the ink we're going to use is the shaded spruce ink. So those are our core pieces, and then we have a few extra things that we're going to be using, but let's go ahead and get started. So this came about, I saw these sleeves at Target. They're adhesive rectangle label pockets. So there you can slide a piece of paper in there with stuff on it to keep yourself organized, or sometimes I know teachers will use these in their classrooms on desks or label bins to make sure everybody knows whose is whose. And there's 20 of them, and this is actually from the $3 part of the dollar spot there, but you get 20 of them for $3, so that's a great deal. And I thought, oh, that could be fun. What could I do with them? And so I thought, I'm going to use these pockets, these adhesive pockets, to make a shaker card. Let's go ahead and get our stamping done, and then I can get this mat out of our way. I'm going to come in with a shaded spruce, and I'm using my piercing mat so that I have the that extra cushion there for the photopolymer stamp. And I'm just going to press straight down. Give it a couple seconds to remember, don't rock your stamps. And there we've got our image. That's all we've got for ink today. I'm going to mat that on this strip of paper. I'm using my Tombow Mono Multi adhesive, my favorite go-to adhesive, so I have a little bit of time to shift that image around there. And then I'm going to just put this, I put it up a little bit higher. You can put it in the middle, at the bottom, whatever you like. I find the sequins do tend to gravitate somewhat more to the bottom, so I thought I'd put it up here right under that little smiley one, and we still got another one of those alligator smiles poking through, so I wanted to make sure I didn't cover all of those up. All right, now we're going to take our strip, and this is probably the trickiest part just because we want to get it lined up nice and straight. So I kind of got this bottom corner lined up, and then one of my sides, and then stick that down. And there we go. And that's going to stick there really well. Go ahead and run your finger over it. If you want to take a bone folder on the back and burnish those edges down really well, you can do that as well. So you are going to want a bone folder or something that you can poke in to kind of help you open that up. And I've pulled some sequins from my stash and got some that I thought went well with the greens in here. And you may have to adhere that back down after you put those sequins in, creating that pocket. Kind of pulls at it a little bit until you've got it set. So I've got some green and some iridescent and some clear ones. I just kind of mixed those all together. And we're just going to stick those in there. Poke them down a little bit so that they move around and you get a nice spread of the bone folder. That will loosen up a little over time and give you more of a shaker effect there. There we go. I'll pick those up later. Sequins go everywhere. So I'm going to give that another good burnish down. Now for this top piece here, I use the triple punch, and this is a really handy one to have. You get 3 different punches on here, and I used all 3 of them on this. I used the corner rounder, the hole punch, the oval hole punch, and this trio punch, the detailed punch there. So now this detailed punch will go through 2 layers of cardstock, but it is going to take a little bit more force. So it just, with all those little pieces, you've got to give it some muscle on that. So I'm gonna try not to shake you guys around too much with the camera. Hopefully I've got it mounted so that it doesn't make you guys seasick there with wobbling around. There we go. Using those muscles today. And then I'm gonna just line this up in the center. Eyeball that, make sure I've got it lined up nicely. And there we go. We've got our top. I'm going to use some score tape, the double-sided tape, to get these edges so I make sure that those stick down really nice. And if you wanted to, on this shaker bookmark, you could add some micro beads or some glitter in there too. You are going to really need to make sure you're careful about getting that all adhered down nice and tight if you put glitter in there, that's for sure. And then I'm just going to go along these edges here with the tip. Make sure that I've got that all stuck down. Let's pull these pieces up. And then just line this up. And we want to make sure that I'm not covering those hole punches there. Fold that over, burnish it down, and then I've got a small piece of our polka dot tulle. I'm loving this. I just think it's so fun, so cheerful. And we're just going to thread that through. Now, if you had tuned in earlier this week, you know that I was doing a giveaway for the Oh So Eclectic stamp set, and I have done a drawing from the comments on that video using a random number generator. And our winner of that is, it's Lisa Ellswick. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. So Lisa, if you can email me at PaperStampInk@gmail.com with your contact information, and I will get that set out to you. Congratulations, and thanks everybody for tuning in. And there we go. There's our shaker bookmark. So fun little, who doesn't like sequins? So another gift idea, craft fair idea, whatever you'd like to use it for. Thanks again for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell below so you get notifications of when I have future videos. Thanks, and stay creating.